Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. So we're going to look at an emotion that we may be struggling with and trying to navigate our way through. We got three. We have skeptical, shy, and left out. So starting with the first word, skeptical. Uh, Obviously this depends where we're going, but we'll see how it comes together. We are questioning something. We're unsure. Whether it is a new belief, a new understanding, or just we need some sort of proof, some sort of validation to comfort us through that situation. Uh, Shy, obviously, we're afraid of what people are going to think. Sure, we can say that uh, people make us feel uncomfortable at times, but it comes through. I mean, if I think of being shy, it is I am nervous, and if I'm going to say something, I don't feel like I can be myself. I am worried of being judged, left out. Is going to make me feel that I don't belong. So shy and left out kind of lead with each other. My my shyness can create a bubble, put me in a bubble, I should say, because I'm nervous of something. I'm nervous of an outcome. Maybe I want to start asking questions about something or talking about things, and I'm afraid how it's going to be received. How is that going to be received? Sure, we could look at it as uh, we'll just use dating right off the bat here. It doesn't have to be related to that. And then we'll go into a mindset. If it's dating and I'm like, oh, I wonder if that person would like me. Well, we're never going to know. But if we're too afraid to make an approach or say something, uh, we'll always be left out. I mean, we can't blame the other person unless we make an effort. And if we're really nervous or awkward, we're going to kind of present ourselves that way. And then we're going to create this feeling of being left out because we were nervous. But I get being nervous. That's understandable. But how can we be comfortable? How can we just be ourselves and be like, well, if I want somebody to like me, I would sure as hell want them to like me for me and not me being something that I'm not. But I am concerned of how I'll be received. Let's go back to that mindset. Say we're waking up to something, or we start to see something differently, and uh, it's kind of touching on us, but it's a little bit difficult to believe, and we want to talk to people about it, whether online or in the true experience with other people. But I'm nervous to do that because what are they going to think of me? Are they going to judge me? Am I going to get kicked out of this group? They're going to look at me funny. They're going to judge me. Those are all valid reasonings, but all of them come back to what one thing of the external and how we normally walk in a place of needing that acceptance or that approval or that validation that it's okay to be us or to ask questions or to have whatever feelings. When we lead with that, uh, we're going to be left out because if we do it, we're in a fear of that. And if not, we're not really being ourselves. We're being whatever they want to be received. We are presenting ourselves in a way to be accepted. And we're kind of left out from being ourselves. The opposite of skeptical is trust. That comes in inside. If that's trusting that, hey, if this person isn't for me, they're not for me, and that's okay. But I'll never know unless I take a chance. Same thing with the idea. It should be totally okay, which I have to remember that there's a lot of people out there that don't think the way I do or are open to discussion or have malicious or negative direction, or I shouldn't say direction, but decision making, all for self kind of behavior. But we should totally be okay to just say anything, ask stupid questions, or say whatever's on our mind, uh, or bring something up in a discussion that is against what everybody else agrees, and it should be okay. But a lot of times it's not, because people are in their feelings. The opposite of shy is confident. This is going back to whether in a relationship, romantic or interacting with everybody, being confident in your own place that, hey, I might not be everybody's cup of tea, but wouldn't it be better to just be me versus being what they want? If they're going to like me, I want them to like me for who I am versus something that I'm not, a presentation. Left out is self-generation, generating through self. This gets into this whole external validation or needing this assurance and acceptance, which it is a normal thing. I'm not saying that we want to wash it away or it's bad. It is, but when we let it drive us, when we let it mold us or create us, we are not really in charge of ourselves. We're not really being true to ourselves, and we're not in a place of this. So there's nothing wrong with liking attention or liking this proof or validation that, hey, people like me, or I'm a good person, or, whatever it may be, or I'm fun to be around. There's nothing wrong with that. But when we lead with it, we're not really being ourselves, because we change ourselves a lot. We people please, we placate, we mold ourselves to whatever makes them smile or look a certain way or help us, however it may be. When we can generate this in ourselves, we become quite likable. We have an essence or an energy that vibrates, because I don't want to say people are jealous of it or envious, but they admire it. They're like, I want to be like that. I want to be like that, and look how everybody just likes them or gets along with them. Maybe not everybody, but you glow a little differently because you're true. It's honest. It's not fabricated. It is real. And that might be a big thing to step into. But how is it fitting into your life? Is it just, hey, I like somebody, I don't know if they like me back? Or is it, I want to start dabbling in this or thinking about this and try to put the puzzle pieces together? The Ace of Pentacles. Absolutely everything has a potential. It's very hard for us to see this at times. This might be off subject, but every second we think something is an opportunity. It is a doorway. Whether it's a negative experience and a different mindset, or an activity, or a collaboration or a connection with someone, there's always an opportunity. But we have our emotions normally attached to things, and it depends on how we present ourselves and if we take action on that. If we walk into something like this, we may experience something that proves that to us, that rejects us, and makes us feel left out, because we don't know how they feel or how they're going to perceive us when we present ourselves or say something, but we really don't know until we do it. King of Pentacles reversed. Irresponsibility. This is came through immediately of like blaming the external for everything and not really taking responsibility for our actions. And when this comes in, this, I kind of briefly already touched on it, but I'm always going to be left out, or they don't make me feel comfortable enough to present myself. Well, that's a self-confidence thing that is in us. When we don't feel safe to be ourselves or say something, that's in here. Yes, bad things or shitty people exist out there, and they do say things that hurt us, or they do behave certain ways, and we can shy away from feeling safe enough in that space to be ourselves, because they might be over dominating or very confident, and it makes us feel even more less confident. Well, if that's the case, that's great shadow work. That's a doorway. If, let's just say, I am presenting myself and it makes you feel less confident, well, that's kind of like a wound. That's a little shadow aspect. When people carry something like that and they make us feel a certain way, that's a sign. That's a doorway. That is an opportunity to be like, okay, well, maybe I should look into this and generate this confidence in myself. versus saying, well, they make me feel uncomfortable, so I can't be here, or I can't say this, or what are they going to think of me? Got the Chariot spun out sideways. Determination and impulsive acts. But we can look at this in several different ways. It kind of is pulling more towards impulsive acts, and it's giving immediately like embarrassing ourselves when we are in a place like this and we start to feel uncomfortable. We can exaggerate it. It is like, I made a video the other day and I was saying, like, if I think I'm awkward, or I'm afraid that people think I'm awkward, and I'm in a circle of friends and I'm standing there and everything's going fine from a bird's eye view, but inside I think that they think that I'm awkward, and I'm stewing on this and it's in my head, and throughout that period I become actually awkward because I'm focusing on that, thinking that, and by doing so it proves itself through the group of friends, and now they all think I'm awkward. And I'm like, see, I knew they thought I was awkward, but really, like, I was generating this myself through this fear. So how are we walking in? If we're walking in this way, well, there's a good chance that we're going to feel this. But if we walk in this way, because we generated it through self, we don't need the external to say it's okay to be this, or to prove to us that we are confident. We just are it. Well, then we're not left out, because we're not depending on the external to prove this to us, to make us feel accepted. And in return, we gain the acceptance that we wanted, or that we needed. Where'd you go? Got the world reversed, unfinished. It's just a cycle. It's nothing to feel bad about, but we all have insecurities to an extent. And, sure, we can blame. We can look back in the past and see who built this for us, who put this inside of me, and I had to carry it, and I don't feel this way. Or maybe I did, and then I ran into somebody that kind of threatened it or touched on it, and now I don't feel so confident anymore. Or, I wish I could walk around like them, but I'm left out. These are these opportunities. All these little triggers, all these little emotional upbursts are opportunities, and they kind of reflect on something inside. Doesn't mean make them go away. Doesn't mean that they're bad. It's just, it's an opportunity. I see it now, and once I see it, I can do something with it, and I can start to generate this confidence inside of myself. And it's not this tough guy walking and looking so tough and I feel strong inside and I'm going to project that out. It is that, hey, not everybody's going to be my cup of tea, and that's okay. But if I want them to like me, if I want that external reassurance and I like that appreciation and acceptance, don't I want it to be genuine? And by being genuine, it is being myself versus being what I think that they want, or what everybody else is doing or saying and laughing at. I think I want what let me try this again. I think I want them to like me for me and not what everybody else is. Nine of Pentacles reverse, dependence. We might really need this, and trying to put myself here in this position. It's a crappy feeling inside when we don't feel good enough as us, or we constantly need that reassurance to feel safe in our own skin or around others. It's probably a really large thing to try to rebuild, but it can be done, and it's starting to pull away from. I don't know. Personally, I think if we want someone to like us or accept us, don't we want them to like us for us versus a false facade or what we think they're gonna like? And I think that should be the determination. That should be the choice to close out that cycle. But it's going to be real. It's going to be honest. It's not going to be this fabrication. And maybe we did that a lot, or maybe we tried to be ourselves before and it was rejected. But maybe that was just the wrong type of people. A Five of Wands, a clashed interest. I think of this in a lot of different ways when I look at the original card, but some of that can be very ego driven, which is this put up on a pedestal celebratorial energy that we're all fighting to, someone's got to be the victor and be on top, to be the best or to be liked, and that is really in the external. Otherwise we're just inside, we're just content inside, we're in a place of confidence inside that we really don't need that, or it's not necessary to feel that. uh, Again, I'm trying to put myself in that position, and I'm sure it came back to something in childhood that we weren't good enough, or we needed attention and we didn't get that attention, and we're still seeking it. But the way we present ourselves to try to get that attention isn't true, and we might get it. We might get that validation or that proof, but when it comes in, it doesn't fill that little hole that we need it to fill, because it's not real. Maybe we don't think we're good enough, and that's the leading cause. And instead, we seek it out there often, and it just, that hole never gets filled because it's not true. I'm going to leave this here. If it resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. I will talk to you all later.